Prepare to have your mind blown. Did you know that the ancient empires of Greece, Rome, and Egypt played a major role in shaping the world's religions? From the Olympian Gods to the Abrahamic Faiths, the influence of these empires can still be seen today. What do Zeus and Jesus have in common? The facts will surprise you more than you imagine. Pandora's box or forbidden fruit? The strength of Samson or Hercules? Greek giants versus the Nephilim? A myth is widely considered a false story, but it is a matter of perspective and a question of what one believes to be true. To a Christian, ancient Greek tales of the gods are myths in that sense, and the stories of their own religion are not. To the non-Christian, it's all false mythology. In this video, we will dive deep into the surprising connections between ancient empires and world religions. Let's dive in without further waiting. Did Christianity originate in ancient Greece? After all, Christianity arose within the Roman Empire, and the Romans were highly influenced by the Greeks, whom the Romans conquered. The New Testament was written in Greek as well, and for the first few centuries before CE, there was a great deal of influence from Greek philosophy on Christianity, from the very idea of a Christ or Savior to the spiritual ideas of the soul and afterlife, which was largely foreign to the Jewish tradition. Jesus, Yeshua, was a Jew claiming to be another in a long tradition of prophets. It is arguable as to whether he intended to begin a new religion or rather to simply promote and fulfill the tradition he was working within. It was the likes of Paul and others who had to package Christianity as a movement separate from its Jewish origins. The concept of a Son of God was something that the Romans already used. Such things were said in reference to great emperors like Caesar Augustus. This is written on coins with pictures of him, for example. The Romans saw their great leaders as divine. The idea got passed on to Jesus as Christianity transformed from a Jewish sect to the official religion of the empire. So, the influence of Roman and Greek mythology is undoubtedly there. Now, my dear friends, let's see which Greek myths are related to biblical stories. We have to keep in mind that all religions are written by humans. Sometimes, for their own purposes, they would mistranslate and alter the words. So we do not know if what we have in our hands is really the Bible and an authentic Greek or Roman text, or just a copy of a copy of a copy under the same name. Are Jesus and Zeus the same? This is the logic invented by mythicists. These are the people who believe that there was no Jesus. By linking both names, they want to prove that Jesus is a made-up character. Zeus is the god of the sky in ancient Greek mythology. Zeus is considered the ruler, protector, and father of all gods and humans. Zeus is the king of Mount Olympus and used lightning and thunder as his weapon. According to the Bible, Jesus is the Christ, long-awaited Messiah, and the Son of God. Is Zeus mentioned in the Bible? Yes. In the book of Acts, St. Paul is mistaken as him. Are Jesus and Zeus the same names? No. Due to the phonetic similarity, they may sound the same, but there is no connection whatsoever between the two names. Some other events are mentioned in both Greek mythology and biblical stories. One of them is the story of the Great Flood. In Greek mythology, the story of Deucalion and Pyrrha tells of a flood that destroyed the world, while in the Bible, the story of Noah's Ark tells of a flood that destroyed the world. The story of Pandora's box in Greek mythology and the story of Adam and Eve in the Bible. Both stories tell of a woman who is given something she is not supposed to open, but she does anyway, unleashing evil into the world. The story of Hercules and Samson. Both Hercules and Samson were known for their incredible strength. Hercules was a semi-god in Greek mythology, while Samson was the judge and leader of the Israelites in the Bible. The story of Greek gods and angels. In Greek mythology, there are many gods and goddesses who have different roles and responsibilities. Similarly, in the Bible, there are angels who are messengers of God and have different roles and responsibilities. Another similarity between Greek mythology and the Bible is a hero's journey. The quests of Odysseus and Perseus are mentioned, where they faced many obstacles and hardships. And in the Bible, the characters such as Moses and Abraham also go on journeys and face many challenges. The purpose here is not to conclude what is right and wrong, but to dissect and know that the famous names, characters, and places have different meanings and presence in the different times in history. Coming back to our discussion, the creation of this world is also mentioned in both Bible and Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, the world was created by the god Zeus and his brothers and sisters, who were known as the Olympian Gods, while the Christian belief says that God created the world in 6 days with Adam and Eve as the first humans. Similar stories are mentioned in Roman and Egypt mythologies too. For example, the Roman equivalent of Zeus was Jupiter. The Roman world creation story is also similar to the Greek version, with the world being created by the gods and Titans playing a role in the creation of the world. The similar concept of god and goddesses and creation of the world is also there in Egypt mythologies with different names. While Greek mythology is no longer a practiced religion, it was once a widely practiced religion in ancient Greece. Greeks believed in a pantheon of gods and goddesses who controlled various aspects of the world and were believed to intervene in human affairs. But let me tell you an interesting fact that there are some modern-day groups that claim to follow a revived form of ancient Greek religion, but these groups are relatively small and not recognized as official religions. But we cannot deny that ancient mythologies and empires have undoubtedly taken a place in defining and shaping today's religions. The concept of a supreme being or creator that was portrayed in ancient mythologies is there in almost all modern-day religions, like Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Also, we can find the preachings through sacred texts and scriptures in old times, and in today's world in the form of religious books. Another similarity between ancient mythologies and modern-day religions is the use of symbolism and ritual to convey religious ideas and connect with the divine. Many ancient mythologies used symbols such as animals, plants, and natural phenomena to represent various gods and goddesses, and these symbols were often incorporated into religious rituals and ceremonies. Similarly, many modern-day religions use symbols and rituals to represent and connect with the divine. For example, the Christian cross is the powerful symbol of the crucifixion of Jesus and is often used in religious art and architecture. In many ancient mythologies, such as Greek and Egyptian mythology, there were seers, oracles, and other figures who had the ability to communicate with the gods and goddesses and interpret their will. Similarly, many modern-day religions have prophets, saints, and other religious figures who are believed to have a special connection with the divine and serve as intermediaries between humans and God. The idea of divine judgment and punishment is also a similarity between the ancient mythologies and modern-day religions. There is a Greek myth of Hades and the Underworld. There was a belief in a place of punishment for those who don't follow the gods and the law and who are unworthy of entering the afterlife. It is similar to the concept of heaven and hell in Christian belief. The Egyptian concept of an afterlife and Greek concept of the underworld is similar to heaven too. They believed that there is a continuation of the soul and spirit beyond physical death. The use of art, architecture, and music is also found in ancient mythologies and modern-day religions. Exploring the similarities between ancient mythologies and modern-day religions can provide us with a greater understanding of our shared human experience and the ways in which we seek to connect with the divine and make sense of the world around us. From the belief in supernatural beings and divine judgment to the use of music, art, and spiritual practice, these similarities suggest that humans have been grappling with fundamental questions of existence for thousands of years. By recognizing these similarities, we can also gain a greater appreciation for the diversity of human culture and the ways in which different societies have sought to express their spiritual beliefs and values. Whether we look to the ancient myths of Greece and Egypt or the modern-day religions, we can find common threads that unite us in our search for meaning and purpose. So next time you find yourself pondering the mysteries of the universe, take a moment to reflect on the similarities between ancient mythologies and modern-day religions and consider how they might help you find your own path to spiritual growth and enlightenment. So, my dear friends, I hope you found this video an addition to what you already knew about ancient myths and modern religions. See you next time for another unique perspective.